so it looks like we are live. Let's see. Yes, we are live. Now it looks like we should probably be main view here. There we go. All right. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It's nice to come together again, and it's nice to have some of our religious school students here with us as well. So if you accessed the Zoom from Mishkon.org, then you already saw the link to where we have the liturgy that you can follow along the Siddur. Your best bet is going off of the Naor Siddur that we have listed there. But even if you don't have the liturgy, you can, by all means, you can just close your eyes, sing la la la, whatever you want. But we're just going to try to allow ourselves to enter into Shabbat. It's been 2 months now since we had our last in-person service. It's kind of crazy to think, now that it's May. But yeah, so it feels like a new normal, but maybe not so normal. So we're going to sing Yedid Nefesh first. Yedid Nefesh is how we bring in Shabbat. And we also say goodbye to Shabbat with Yedid Nefesh as well. We're going to just sing the first line here, a melody written by Rabbi Aviva Funke. So special, I'm just fixing a setting there. We got to make sure that everybody is muted on entry, and they're good now. So, all right, we're moving along. The idea of Yedid Nefesh is we've been longing all week to be rejoined with Shabbat, and then we come to L'chun Ranana. L'chun Ranana says we've been longing and longing to meet up with Shabbat, and here it's saying Shabbat's here. So let's go out to greet Shabbat. Nikadma fanav betodah. Let's go forward towards Shabbat from a place of gratitude. So if you happen to be there sitting next to somebody right now, maybe just take a minute to talk about something from this past week for which you are grateful. Just to be able to say thanks. Maybe thank you to that person who's sitting alongside of you, or maybe just, giving your thanks to God or putting your gratitude out into the world as a way to really set an intention as we enter into Shabbat. One of gratitude, not resentment, not of stress or anything else. And again, this is another melody written by Rabbi Viva Fonke alongside of Brock Pollock. Take a breath, let out the week as we are getting close to Shabbat here. We're going to sing Lecha Dodi now. The last bunch of weeks we've been singing the Leonard Cohen melody of Hallelujah for Lecha Dodi. But I was a bit inspired today when I saw the news of all those fools down in Huntington Beach, thousands of people protesting, and this idea that people just really want to be at the beach, and the mayor of Huntington Beach saying, "This is what we're known for, the beach." Well, we can't go to the beach now, thanks to all the people who went out last Shabbat, but that doesn't mean we can't bring the beach to us. So this is a melody for Lecha Dodi that was written by my friend Gidon Schickler, and has very much a beach kind of vibe to it. again, we're going to sing the last stanza of Lecha Dodi to welcome the bride, welcome the Shabbat bride. Lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ater bala gam v'simcha u'v'tzola toch emunei am segula boi chala lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam v'simcha u'v'tzola toch emunei am segula boi chala lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. All right, I love that melody. I love Gidon, and I love the music he writes, and the melody always makes me think about Naor on the beach, just sitting there with the sun setting behind us, and who knows, maybe we'll be able to do it this summer. Maybe the beaches will be open and we can keep our nice social distance, we'll be able to have Naor on the beach. So we'll see. When we come to Psalm for Shabbat, the end of the psalm is Tzadik Katamar. And there's a traditional melody that I think we're all very accustomed to singing. This melody we're going to sing is written by Shana Zell. But we sing the words Tzadik Katamar Yifrach. The righteous will bloom like a palm, like a date palm, a palm tree. And Ke'erez Bevanon Yiska, and like a cedar in Lebanon also will take root and bloom and grow. And this idea that if you stay on the right path, if you are a righteous person, you follow the general rules of justice, then in the end things will work out. And that's Shabbat gives us a little bit of sense of perspective, and it's not always about the fastest who wins the race, but maybe the person who's most centered. And that's what we're trying to do, to center ourselves here on Shabbat. Tzadik Katamar Yifrach, Tzadik Katamar Yifrach, Tzadik Katamar Yifrach, Tzadik Katamar Yifrach, Ke'erez Balanon Yiske, Ke'erez Balanon Tzadik Katamar yifrach, tzadik katamar yifrach, tzadik tzadik katamar yifrach, tzadik katamar yifrach, ge'erez v'avanon yizke, 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 ge'erez v'avanon yizke, 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 tzadik tzadik katamar yifrach, tzadik katamar yifrach, tzadik tzadik katamar yifrach, tzadik katamar yifrach. And sticking with the theme of bringing the beach into our homes, we have another melody that actually I wrote, that we normally sing it or on the beach. Mikolot Mayim Rabim, greater than the many waters, right? Adirim Mishberei Yam, and even stronger than the breaking of the sea, of the waves. Right? Adir B'marom Adonai, God is stronger. God rises up above all these others. And the idea here is that there's a lot of noise throughout the week, a lot of things coming at us, and it's difficult to distance ourselves from those things, especially when you have nowhere to go, when you're stuck in your home and you really cannot distance yourself. And so the idea here is that if you maybe turn inward towards your spirituality, towards that divine that's within, and allow yourself some peace and tranquility, some quietness, wherever you are. And Shabbat is the perfect opportunity to be able to do that. Then that enables us to kind of rise up above whatever that noise might be, and be able to find some sense of peace. So we're going to sing Mikolot. Mikolot Mayim Rabim Adirim Mishberei Yam Adir B'marom Adonai, Adir B'marom Adonai, Mikolot Mayim Rabim Adirim Mishberei Yam Adir B'marom Adonai, Adir B'marom Adonai, Adir B'marom Mayim Rabim Adirim Mishberei Yam Adir B'marom Adonai. I'm not sure if I'm feeling the beach from the melodies or because we don't have the air conditioning or heat or anything on in the synagogue, and it's incredibly warm on the bima. But I'm feeling the warmth here. So want to give ourselves a chance to pause, to be able to say a prayer for those in need of healing. I don't know if there's anybody in your immediate life who is suffering from COVID-19 or from any other illnesses, whether of body or of spirit, but just want to be able to give us a chance to hold those loved ones in our hearts and our minds as we're coming into Shabbat. We're going to sing Ana B'Choach, but before we do, I just want you to maybe verbalize, right? Just be able to express the names of the ones who you're thinking of this Shabbat. You don't have to share them with us, right? Just say them out loud to yourself as a reminder to reach out to them. Just be able to say, hey, how are you? Make sure they're doing all right. And just to be that agent of God to bring a little bit of happiness and healing into the lives of others. Full speedy recovery to all those in need. We're going to sing Shalom Aleichem. We're going to light candles, say Kiddush, and then we're going to count the Omer. I'll just share a few words of the Omer before we actually count the Omer together. So Shalom Aleichem. We'll light the candles as our religious school students know, the ones who are here with us on the Zoom, you know that we have the 2 candles, one for Shamor, one for Zachor, one for keeping Shabbat, the other for remembering Shabbat, remembering to make it special, and keeping it from, just being like every other day. So we'll give our hands 3 times, bring the light of the candles in. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And the reason we cover our eyes first, and the reason why we light them then cover our eyes, is because once we say the blessing, it's as if we've actually brought in Shabbat, and we're not allowed to light fire on Shabbat. So the rabbis came up with this great solution. They said, well, if you cover your eyes, and then you uncover your eyes, it's miraculously like the candles lit themselves, and you didn't have to do it. Normally we would say a blessing before we actually perform an act, but we can't do that when it comes to lighting the Shabbat candles. So religious school students, if you are paying attention, maybe that might be one of the questions on our trivia quiz on Wednesday. And maybe you'll get points over the other students because you actually paid attention. You were here. So we're gonna say Kiddush, and then we'll count the Omer. Vayer vayivoker yom hashishi. Vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chotzevam. Vayech Elohim bayom hashvi'i melachto asher asa. Vayishpot bayom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa. Vayevarech Elohim et yom hashavi'i vaykadesh oto. Ki vo shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim lasot savri. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta mikol amim v'shabbat kodshecha b'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Gotta love grape juice. So we're going to be counting the Omer, and a reminder, right? So we have the Sfirot, and right. So we have the blue here is Chesed, and then Gvura and Tiferet, right? Which are the first. They correspond to the first 3 days and the first 3 weeks of the Omer. And now we're down to this green one here. This is Netzach. Netzach stands for victory. It also can mean eternity. So we say like Netzach Netzachim, that means forever and ever. Or when God says Nitzchuni Banai, God says, my children have been victorious over me. They've defeated me. But Netzach can also mean endurance. And so we're in the 4th week of the Omer. And so we're in the week of Netzach, this endurance, which feels like we're like just kind of getting over the stitches in our side as we've been running through this marathon of the Omer and this marathon of this pandemic. But we're hitting our stride now. But tonight, as we're about to bless, will be the 2nd night of this week. And the 2nd day, or 2nd night, corresponds to the Sphira of Gvura, of strength or discipline. So what we have that we're facing right now is this idea of, or this day that we're welcoming is this idea of discipline, which is in endurance, or Gvura shebenetzach. And so for tonight, I want us to think a little bit about how difficult this process is that we're going through. Right? As I said, it's been 2 months since we had our last service in person. Schools have been canceled, right, for in-person camps today and yesterday. The word came out that Jewish summer camps in person are being canceled. Who knows what's going to happen with the high holidays, right? We don't know. And this pandemic is demanding so much of us, right? And many of us are struggling to meet those demands. So my challenge for us is, right, as we see the people in Michigan and Florida and Huntington Beach all kind of protesting because they can't stand this idea of being kept, cooped up in their homes. Right? It's difficult. It takes a lot of endurance and a lot of discipline to maintain this process. And so my challenge or my question for you is, how can you remain dedicated to the needs of this new reality, the demands of this new reality? If you're fortunate enough to live with somebody else in isolation, being isolated with somebody else right now, I invite you to maybe discuss over Shabbat dinner, right? If you're feeling the itch to go out and have some sense of normalcy, how can you do it in a responsible way? Right? That, I believe, is this charge of Gura Shebenetzach, to be disciplined in this race of endurance. So hopefully we can all get to a nice, healthy, and happy end sooner than later. So we're going to say the blessing. And again, last night we counted 22 nights. That gives you a sense of where we're going to be counting. So, behold, I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah, the commandment of counting the Omer as it's written in the Torah. וספרתם לכם ממחרת השבת מיום הביאכם את עומר התנופה, שבע שבתות תמימות תהיינה, עד ממחרת השבת השביעית תספרו 50 יום. And you shall count for yourself from the day after the first Seder, 7 complete weeks, until the day after which will make 50 days. And now we bless Al Sfirat HaOmer. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu Al Sfirat HaOmer. Hayom 23 yom shehem 3 shvuot u'shnei yamim le'omer. So today is 23 days, 3 weeks, and 2 days of the Omer. So I wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom, and I hope you're enjoying this journey along the Omer. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., we have not just regular services that I lead, but we also have Realize Paradise, a kind of chant and meditation service led by our Kohenet, Rachel Can. So that both of those are happening at 10 a.m. The links are there on Mishkon.org. Tomorrow night, 8:15, we're going to be doing Havdalah. Not 8 o'clock, 8:15. So that's happening tomorrow. And then throughout the rest of the week, we've got lots of other programs. So I invite you to go to Mishkon.org, check out our calendar to see what we've got. We have learning on Tuesdays, we have learning on Wednesdays, we have Hebrew class on Thursdays, we have yoga on Sundays. There's a lot going on. So please join us and check out. And again, if you're feeling so moved to support us, if you're really enjoying what we're doing, any donations, mishkan.org/donate after Shabbat, greatly appreciate, so we can maintain our payroll and keep paying our staff, keeping them on board here. So I'm going to disconnect us from Facebook and YouTube, and then those who are here on Zoom will be